give us the full benefit if we really stick to it only in 2033. Because somebody who has come into tax exemption category before 1417, say for example somebody sets up a unit in SEZ. SEZ is going to continue up to 2020 now. So he will have his 15 years of availment of income tax exemption. So we will have to continue having MAT till there are income tax exemptions available. But if you decide, if you allow me to decide from tomorrow onward, even the existing companies which are getting exemption will not have any exemption, then I can straight away abolish MAT, if you allow me that. But nobody will allow you to do that, because those people who are in will object. Talking of Ishwar Committee recommendation, Mr. Anil Chopra mentioned about it. Yes, Ishwaran Committee recommendation. We have accepted 17 out of 27 demands made by them already. 17 points are already, and they themselves have acknowledged. GAR, yes, we wanted to let you know, and we reiterated it that GAR is definitely going to come. I accept the suggestion that we should immediately put rules, and my colleagues are here, Rani and Anandrajan. We will put the rules in public domain as early as possible. Once again, if the rules are already made, yeah, and we can again start discussion on it. We can improve it further if there is a need. We can give guidance to foreign investors. But let me tell you this: the domestic companies should not be scared of GAR at all, really, and we should allow GAR to come, because without GAR, there are certain foreign institutional investors who are getting undue advantage vis-a-vis the domestic investors. So we must, you as domestic investor, you must insist on bringing GAR. GAR will help us plug the loophole of tax havens. So we must, all the domestic industry should say that GAR should come. Otherwise, there is a disadvantage to domestic local industry. The FIIs and some of the companies are getting away without paying any tax on capital gain, even on short-term capital gain, by investing in Indian market. While we people are, domestic investors are all paying. So we should actually promote GAR in any case, On the indirect tax, the issue of Krishi Kalyan cess, which is raised, Swachh Bharat cess, which is raised. In Swachh Bharat cess, first of all, let me explain to you the entire philosophy of why we are putting more and more cesses when we are abolishing some small cesses, and also why we are doing it at a time when we are moving towards GST. This is a question. GST, yes, there will be no scope for us to put any one of these cesses except in a limited way. But the question is that the finance minister had a very difficult challenge this year. The expectation was that private investment is not taking place, private spending is also low, so the government should spend on infrastructure project, government should do something so that rural demand is kicked in. All these expectations were there. And at the same time, the larger expectation, yesterday I think finance minister in that Vigyan Bhavan function said it very nicely. He said we were expected to perform a miracle of protecting the domestic industry when global situation is not good, not raising a single pie of tax, and still enhancing expenditure on everything, and still maintaining a fiscal deficit. Now, how is that possible? Everything you want us to do. You want us to maintain the fiscal deficit, you want us to increase the spending, government spending, so that demand kicks in, and you expect us to also to put no tax on you. So that's not possible. Secondly, after the Finance Commission's devolution formula, instead of 32%, 42% is going to states now. So that created a lot of pressure on the Government of India's kitty. We had very little kitty available with the Government of India. The only way to get more money by taxing people is the cess and surcharge, which is kept by the Government of India. We are being very frank about it, It doesn't go to states, we can keep it, So that's why we had to put a couple of these new cesses, infrastructure cess, Krishi Kalyan cess. Now the idea is only this. And even from the compliance window, the income disclosure scheme which we have come out with, there also we have kept 7.5% as a cess, which is also I think Krishi only, na? It is in the name of Krishi only. So that also is only because of that reason. So it's only an ordeal or a kind of a problem for businesses only for 1 year. Please bear with us. Next year when GST comes, we may not have this problem. There is a compliance cost, I agree. In terms of input tax credit availability, Swachh Bharat says, we said no input tax credit will be available at all. In case of Krishi Kalyan says, we are saying yes, you will get input tax credit, but only against the same. You will get a credit of Krishi Kalyan cess against Krishi Kalyan cess, not against excise duty. So it's not Senvet creditable, but this is the limited purpose for which we have given.